Good evening, everybody. It's Monday, August 17th, and it is a beautiful day here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina, and I want to showcase two different varieties of figs for you. In front of me in this light blue container, this is a variety called Sao Miguel Roxo and has been recently labeled as Azores Dark. And this variety is what they call a Mount Etna type of fig. It's very similar to Chicago Hardy. The plant looks just like it, and the figs are of a similar style. And this was a slow starter for me last year. It was pretty slow getting off the ground and it didn't grow much. But this year it's grown really nicely, and it is absolutely loaded with figs, as you can clearly see. And one of the nice things about it was I've actually harvested a few off this tree this year. So as many figs as you see on the tree right now, there were even more on that tree a few days ago, and they're starting to ripen really nicely for me. And I have a few on this tree that I want to pick for you. And here you can see a very beautiful fig that is drooping. And this guy is ripe and ready to go, by the way. It's just hanging there. And here I have four really nice figs that are right here. As you can see, they look like a Chicago Hardy, but I think they're quite a bit more beautiful. They have some really nice cracking to them, and they have a darker skin, which is consistent with the interior. These are like a Chicago Hardy, but they are, in my experience, a darker, jammier, more intense variety. So they're a really nice variety, and I think a big improvement on the Chicago Hardy. And then here you can see the eye of the Sal Miguel Roxo fig. You can see it is, it's not a closed eye, but it's on the tighter side. It's not really open either. It's somewhere in the middle. I would like it if it were a little bit more closed. Chicago Hardy seems to be impervious to ants, but this tree does attract the ants because it has a more open eye. And then in this blue container here, I have a variety that I'd never heard of, but I'm trialing it. This is a variety that was found growing in the wild of California. It's called Golden Dawn, and it has turned out to be a common parthenocarpic fig. And it's been a fairly stingy producer. There haven't been many figs on it. Maybe I ate 2 or 3 of them. And it appears to be a black mission type. And here I have one that is hanging and is very shriveled up and very ripe. So I'm going to pick that. And it's important to note that yesterday we got 4.5 inches of rain, and both this Golden Dawn and my Azores Dark Sal Miguel Roxo tree held up very well. And here you can see what this fig looks like. Somehow, despite all the rain that we've had, it's really dried up, and it has a pretty closed eye on it. So I think this is similar to a black mission type, but I think this is going to be a pretty good fig by the way it's dried up so well despite all the rain. Alright, so here are my 4 figs. We will start off with the Golden Dawn fig. And this one is pretty dried up, and it still weighs in at 31 grams, which is on the smaller side of a mid-sized fig. I'd say that's pretty good considering how shriveled up it is. Now let's try the Sal Miguel Roxos. We have 26, 23, 20, and 25. So that's a small fig, but they're a little bit larger than the Chicago Hardys I've had thus far. So let's cut into them and see what they look like. All right, we will start out with the Sal Miguel Roxo, and like I said, this is very similar to Chicago Hardy in my experience. It is a red berry fig, but I think it's a little bit more intense than a Chicago Hardy in general. So that one looks pretty good. And mind you, we've been getting tremendous amount of rains. We have about 12 inches of rain so far this month, and it's only August 17th. So we still have about half the month to go. So it's been really wet, and it's been really damaging to my figs. So I'm very happy that I've been able to turn out any figs at all, really, despite the miserable conditions we've had in terms of the downpours we've had this year. We just had crazy amounts of thunderstorms and a hurricane. So here you can see what those figs look like, and it would be hard to tell the difference between them and a Chicago Hardy. And this Golden Dawn is going to look completely different, and it feels completely different. This skin is tough as leather, and this appears to be a black mission type, like I said earlier. So it is it's an amber pulp here in a place where we don't have the fig wasp. I believe they turn red when they're caprified by the fig wasp, but here they're nice and amber. So now for the taste test, we will begin with the Sal Miguel Roxo, and I'm going to pick this one because it appears to be the most ripe. And considering how much rain we got, that's a good fig. It's very jammy. It's moderately sweet, but again, that's only because of all the rain that we've gotten. If we hadn't gotten so much rain, it would be a lot sweeter. But it's very good, and I want to give this one more try. And this tastes a lot like raspberries. If I had to give this a berry flavor, it would be raspberry. Because of the rain, it's a light raspberry flavor, but this is much more intense when it's drier out. So this is, as far as the Chicago Hardy types go, this is near the top tier. This is much better than a Chicago Hardy. This is much better than a Marseille Black. Of course, in my opinion, it's deeper, it's richer, it's jammier. This is closer to a top tier fig, and it performs similar in terms of cold hardiness, compact growth habit, and it doesn't quite handle humidity and pests as well as Chicago Hardy, but the additional flavor really makes up for it. Very good, just like raspberries. And now we'll try this one. This one again is the Golden Dawn from California. I know very little about this fig. Oh wow. First note is the skin is very tough. It's leathery, but the flavor, it doesn't have a lot of complex flavors. It's not a berry fig like the Azores Dark Sao Miguel Roxo is, but this is very sweet. I can't believe how sweet this is since we've had so much rain. Yeah, that tastes just like honey. I'm going to cut this in a quarter so I can still let Dale, the official taste tester, taste some, but I want to come in for another bite. Wow, that is very jammy. It has some syrup in it. It's very thick, very sweet. I was not expecting much out of this fig because it hasn't produced a whole lot for me, but now I'm really torn with what I'm going to do about this tree because that really exceeded my expectations. It's so sweet. That was delicious, and I'm a fan of the tougher skin. And Mr. Good Boy over here, Mr. Dale, has been waiting very, very patiently for his figs. So what I have for him right here, I have a little tasting plate. I have his quarter of Golden Dawn and also his half of the Sal Miguel Roxo. So we'll see which one he prefers. Dale, can you give us a shake? Very good, Mr. Drooler. Okay, which one do you prefer? Hold on. So what do you think about that one right there? You think you just want to go on to the next fig. That's what I think. All right, try this one, buddy. So do you have a preference, my friend? Do you have a preference on figs? I think his preference is that he gets another one. Now, we don't like to give him too many figs. I don't like to give him more than maybe 2 a day or so because too many can be tough to digest. But Dale, let's show him how well you can catch. Oh, that was excellent. Oh, I think he definitely enjoyed that. So I'm not sure which one he liked the best. I think he liked them both equally. And I think I'm going to save these last couple for Brittany, and I'm sure she'll enjoy them. So overall, both figs exceeded my expectations considering how much rain we've gotten. They are both very different, but they are both very delicious. Everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for future updates and more videos like these. If you're curious about anything I use in my garden, everything that I use is linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. If you could start your shopping with one of our Amazon links, even if you don't use anything in the store, we still get a little credit for it, so it helps us out and it helps me and Dale keep making these videos. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video.